Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel for both you and me. I am sorry that I've been away for so long. I have been on this artistic journey of exploration, and I've been just kind of going wherever that leads, and it's taken me to some really cool places and allowed me to try some really cool things. I needed to take a break from coloring for a while, and it's been really good for me to try new things and to figure out where I want to go from here and all of that good stuff. So I thought that I would just take a little bit of time and show you what I have been doing while I've been away. So one of the things that I have been creating are handmade books, and it's been so much fun. And I'm going to do some more. What I really love about creating the books is that I can make my own journals, and that is really awesome, actually. And then the covers of all the journals are, art in and of themselves. This one is full of watercolor paper, so I can do watercolor in that one. This one was just a writing journal, and I printed out a dot pattern for that was my try to figure out how I wanted to do a different kind of stitch. But anyway, all of the signatures are wrapped in watercolor paper on this one, and it's just for writing. But it was mostly a practice piece, and actually, kind of, in my opinion, books can be little pieces of artwork in and of themselves. This one is my actual art journal, where I have been doing some mixed media pieces in, and I will tell you that I probably like the cover of this more than just about every other page inside of it. I don't know how that worked. It just worked out that way. But this is done using some stencils and some modeling paste. These are napkins, all kinds of stuff, paint, some mica from Golden, some mica flake from Golden, and a bee that I painted myself. But anyway, okay, so the inside of this book is full of pages that some of them I really like and some of them I don't. But every page has been an experiment so that I can figure out what I do like and what I don't like. So don't be afraid if you do like to do mixed media or want to try it, want to explore a new medium for yourself. Don't be afraid to experiment. Not every page is going to turn out to be a masterpiece, but every page, hopefully, you will learn something, whether it's, ooh, I really love this and I want to do more of that, or ooh, I don't like that so much, so I'm not going to do that again. This is one of those pages that I was not happy with the end result, but I did do some experimentation on it that and found some things that I really like. I liked the corrugated cardboard in this part, and I loved doing my own drawings on the page and having some black and white drawings in amongst the page. So, not every page, like I said, is going to be beautiful. This one, I love the texture. I love the modeling paste that was put into with a stencil. And it's just lots and lots of layers. The fun thing about doing the mixed media is it's just, you take all of your supplies and you just throw them all out there and you see what you're going to come up with in the end. It's quite fun, and I'm enjoying it very, very much. But I am learning different things that I like and I don't like. I like the colors in this. I don't necessarily love, as I'm learning, these squared off pieces on a page. I like the page to be a little bit more seamless. So, for example, this is my favorite page. I love this page. This is actually cut out from a magazine. And then this is a stencil with modeling paste. There's also another stencil here with modeling paste. And then all of these little elements that I've used, I've printed on tissue paper or deli paper, which makes them virtually transparent when you put them onto the page. So you have this really neat cohesive page that looks like everything was kind of done in one layer when actually it's been done in multiple layers. So this one is very me as far as looks go, and that kind of grungy, vintagey type feel. This page, again, there's aspects of it I like, there's aspects of it I don't like. I just kept layering and layering and layering until I finally said enough's enough. But again, I think the reason I don't like it is the pieces that I put on here in a square manner. Now, that being said, this one is done with a piece like that, but the whole page is done like that, where there's lots and lots of little pieces collaged on here, and I actually like this piece quite a bit. So that's the last one in the book so far. I will go ahead and continue to finish this book, but as I said, it's every page is kind of an experiment, and even though I don't always like the finished results, I do love the process, and I have a blast while I'm working on a piece, whether I love it or not. So this is my most recent book, which I can honestly say is my favorite so far. The clasp I did with a piece of fabric, and so there's the front cover and the back cover, and both of these are my own. Well, all of the black and white drawings are all my own artwork that I have printed onto, again, tissue paper to make them translucent. And then this is the inside of the covers, paint and stencils, and these were actually done with a gel plate, which I will talk to you about in a minute. So this was the very first, this actually came out of another journal. Before I bound this book, I pulled this out of another kind of a notebook journal, because I decided that I wanted to do some line and wash kind of look with a real sketchy kind of loose feel. And I did 4 or 5 of these until I decided that I was going to stretch myself and try something that I had never done before. And that is where I came to these. And I have done quite a few of these now, and I will show you those at the end of the video, the rest of those at the end of the video. But these are those have a lot of meaning for me, and maybe I'll tell you about that at the end of the video as well. So some of the other cool things that I have been working on. Let's see, I'm gonna make sure that we're okay. So watercolor, loving watercolor, having so much fun with that. I did some realism in watercolor that I really enjoyed, but I wanted to just play. I wanted to just relax and not have that super stiff realism going for a while in the paint. So I just wanted to start playing with color. And so I've always, botanicals love, you know, I live in the desert, so leaves and stuff make me happy, because I don't have a lot of that real natural beauty here in Arizona. It has its own kind of beauty, but not the kind of beauty that I'm particularly attracted to. So these were created, this is actually a print of one that I did, but the original looked just like that. I think I cut up the original. These were done by putting watercolor down on watercolor paper and then pressing leaves into the wet paper and sandwiching it and smushing it down and letting it dry that way. Then I went back in with more watercolor and added more watercolor to it, kind of around the leaves and on top of the leaves. These are actually stamps with powder, embossing powder. These were actually a stencil with the modeling paste, stencils for the dots, etc., etc. But I just love the look. Like, I look at that, and to me that feels like a forest floor. And that just makes me happy. So I've been playing around with making that sort of thing. This is kind of a lighter version of that. I still really like the first ones that I did the best. Yeah, so that's what all of this stuff is. And these, I started experimenting with, this is kind of jelly. This ties into the jelly prints because I used the jelly plate to put acrylic paint down, pressed my leaves into the jelly plate, and then pressed the leaf with the paint onto the watercolor paper, and then came in with watercolor. So it's just been experimenting and finding, seeing what I like. Those are just on watercolor paper and pressed on the jelly plate with the acrylic paint, and then pressed onto the paper, and I'll do something with that. So all of that, all of this just makes me happy. This stack of papers just makes me happy. And these are the paper towels, the Viva paper towels that I used to clean things. Watercolor, I believe these are watercolor. And I thought the colors were so pretty, I just spread them all out and let them dry. And I think that these would make really cool collage papers. So yeah, collage is super fun. I'm really enjoying doing that. This is an example of how I might use the prints that I did. I actually photographed them or scanned them and then printed them on tissue paper. So now I have this more translucent paper to layer into any collage piece that I want to do. So here's another one. Let's see, this is the open end. Ooh, open up. So you can see that's just printed tissue paper, and I love this technique. Really love it. I actually can't wait to do something with these very soon. Okay, so that's that stuff. The jelly, the gel plate, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with what a gel plate or a gel press looks like. Sorry, I'm gonna try and get this. Ooh, that was loud. Get this out of here. So a gel plate basically looks like this, and it's just a piece of I don't know what it's made out of, but it's really it's really cool, and it's wonderful for doing prints on. And there are some people on YouTube who do some gorgeous jelly printing. They've been doing it for a lot longer than I am. Mine suck bad compared to those. But I just thought I would show you kind of some of the random papers. I'm still kind of figuring out what colors are going to work best. These are not my favorites. That's definitely, that's too much yellow. But anyway, that's a layer 1, and I'll add some more layers on top of that. There are a couple here that I like, but the cool thing is they can be done just on regular old cheap copy paper. So you can just play freely without worrying about like using up good paper. So that one, all of these would be really nice tore up and used in a collage or a mixed media piece. And then there's a lot of these that are done on deli paper, which is paper that is this really thin paper that they use in delis to like stick in those little baskets and throw French fries on top or whatever, or wrap sandwiches. But when it's used with the gel medium, the paper goes very, very translucent and almost disappears, which is really cool. So I wish I would have photographed this one. I'm so mad at myself for not photographing it before I cut it up, because I really like it and would want to print it and use it again, but I didn't. So anyway, so that's one. That's one. And then there's, these others that, like I said, they're not very good. But I'm just learning. I'm just experimenting. This one I actually kind of like. I think that one will be really cool, tore up and used in a collage. But anyway, I'm doing that, and I have some days where it's like, okay, today's going to be a messy day, and all I do is work with paint and paper, and there's papers flown all over the floor, and it's a big mess. But anyway, it's fun. It's fun. So one of the other things that I fell in love with was Cyanotype Prints, which is a photographic process, very, very old photographic process, using chemicals that get mixed together and then painted on the paper in a controlled environment, meaning that it's not a bright room. It's a room that kind of is closed off from any UV light coming in. And I like the wet cyanotype process, which basically is putting the solution down and then immediately putting down your paper, whatever it is that you want to photograph. In my case, it's pretty much always going to be leaves. And then you sandwich it between glass and you stick it out in the sun for a few minutes, and the sun does a chemical process with the paper, and it turns the paper blue, which is hence the name cyanotype. I seem to get very different colors of blue almost every time I do it, but I don't. I think that's the nature of the wet cyanotype process. You can also use salt and cayenne pepper, like different seasonings and bubbles, soap bubbles, all kinds of really cool things that you throw on and sandwich between the layers of glass to get this really cool look. So these are some that I did that I actually printed onto the deli paper. So they're going to make great collage papers to go into a piece. I hope I'm staying in frame. I cannot see the camera. But yeah, so really super, super duper cool. And you get a very different look before. This one is a print, but this is what it looked like before I rinsed the solution off. And then it looks completely different after you rinse the solution off. Typically it's just kind of blue and maybe some brown. This got such great greens and stuff in it, so I was happy to get a photograph of that before I rinsed it. But I pretty much do that with all the prints now. I will take a picture of them pre-rinse, and then after the rinse, and I just think that they're really, really super cool. And they're going to be really fun to use in some collage work and mixed media pieces as well. So, yeah, so that kind of brings me back. Been doing that. Did I cover everything? Yeah, that kind of brings me back to the line and wash pieces that I have been doing. And I have to tell you, I'm really excited about these because I never in a million years thought that I could draw. I told myself for years and years and years, you can't draw. So, I mean, that's why I started doing coloring in the first place. Aside from looking for something that wasn't very messy, which is what I used to do. A lot of this art is very much like what I did years ago. But coloring pages came around for me because I always thought that I couldn't draw. And I can honestly say, I've mentioned this before, that I think I owe everything that I'm doing now, I owe it to adult coloring and learning how to do things. And one thing led to another, which led to another, which led to another. And so now, being able to pick up a pen and freehand sketch some flowers. I haven't ventured out to do anything besides flowers yet, but I'm going to. But being able to do this is like it's such a gift for me. Because when you tell yourself you can't do something for years and years, and then you find out that you can, it's really wonderful. And it's a good lesson that I hope many of you will take to heart, in that don't ever believe that you can't do something just because you've never done it, or just because you've tried once or twice and couldn't do it. I tried to draw years ago and couldn't, but now, for some reason, just because of, going from one thing to the next, and now I'm capable, and I want to continue to pursue that. And I really, really love the line and wash look. I'm not saying that I will do this forever or only this, but for right now, I'm loving this look and this style. So that is what I have been doing for the last 6 weeks. But I really would love to possibly start doing some of this stuff that I've just showed you here on the channel. I can honestly tell you that I do not think that this channel will just stay an adult coloring channel anymore. There are just too many other things that I want to pursue. And I would love it if you wanted to come along on that journey with me. I think doing some mixed media stuff for the channel would be really fun. And I think a lot of you, if you don't already do it, would really enjoy it. So please, if you see anything in this video that you would like to see some more of, or learn more about, or anything, please leave me a comment and let me know, because we can totally do this kind of stuff on the channel, and it would be a lot of fun. For me, it would be a lot of fun. Hopefully it would be fun for you too. I can also, if you want me to, I can do some live drawing, some showing you how I do these if you want to see them. I'm happy to draw. It's a little bit more of a, what's the word? Not tedious, but it's not going to be as exciting and fun to watch as doing like some mixed media stuff. And so there you go. That's what I've been doing. And would love to hear your thoughts on that. I know some of you are going to be disappointed. I know some of you really want me to just continue doing nothing but portrait coloring pages. But to be honest, I just, I need more. I need some other stuff. So that being said, I will continue to do some coloring pages thrown in amongst all the other stuff that I've showed you. So hopefully that's going to be okay with you. That's where I'm at right now. And so I think we will end the video there. So yeah, don't forget to like and leave me a comment and let me know what you think about all this. So until I see you guys next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Love to you all. Bye.